these are our weekly Lenormand readings. But I wanted to spice it up a little bit, so I think we should to the tarot. Okay, we'll use the Akashic Tarot. A very beautiful, lighthearted deck with very amazing card description. So we'll pull one for the collective and
They
one
looking up.
Our one for now, our one for later. Now and later. Alright, the one for now, one of forces, which is the Ace of Wands.
The Akashic Field.
So the Ace of Wands is an opportunity for action. This is a call to action. When you think of even the name, it's the one of force. So you think one is the beginning. So this is where it all starts, the situation, where it all begins. And the force, you just think of where it all begins with force. So it says, this flows with energy and brilliance as charged particles from the sun interact with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. So this reminds me of Pearl had an ionizer. I'm saying it wrong. Ionizer. I don't know, I might be saying it wrong. But this thing that she was wearing was putting off positive neurons. And when those positive neurons interacted with the negative, you know, negative and positive cancels out. So that positive and negative eliminated all of these germs, all of these negative ions. It destroyed them. So perhaps this has something to do with that. It also says all information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate within this realm of undenying truth and possibility, and every bit of it can be yours. So you can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic records, because your life force energy resonates with the universal synchronicity now. So you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you need and the energy that could help engage in this pursuit with a conscious focus. Write your intention and ask for inspiration. Meditate on the Akashic field and visualize your goals. The universe is ready and willing to align with your heartfelt desires. And now is the time to make them happen. So yeah, like I said, this is almost like call to action. This is what this is telling you to do. I hear like the trumpets playing and
the trumpets, they go.
Okay, so here is our Two of Clubs, King of Spades, and Nine of Hearts with our One of Forces, the Akashic Field. And here is our mystery card for the end. Set that here, and all three of our cards are underneath here. It is beautiful. It is so brisk and cold. Let's talk about the cards. When we put the Ace of Wands with the Emperor, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Clubs like that, we have this very energetic energy. Like I said, do it now. If you're not looking at this relationship or this situation from a different perspective, this is saying we must do that now. If we don't, I feel like it would be detrimental to our health and our future possibilities with love. So this is call to action to see this relationship or situation from a different perspective. And the other card, you hear my feet? Listen. The ground is frozen. That's every time I step, that's the ground cracking. You hear it? Crunch, crunch, crunch. So perhaps that's what we have to do instead of walking on eggshells, crunch on frost. So you have to dive into it. I seen the sign in Philly this weekend, my hometown. Shout out to all my Phillians. So I was in Philly this weekend, and we're about to go on the subway. And you know, on the subway, you can only see like the first step or two. And then the rest, it goes down into the depths, into the darkness. Well, there was a sign above it. The sign read, even though you can't see the whole staircase, take the first step. That's telling us that even though we might not know where this forgiveness may lead us, we have to put the work and we have to put the energy in it in order to receive the energy from it. I wanted to correct myself too. In a previous reading, we were talking about how there's ions or neurons that wire together, and I said it was Markov. But he was the scientist who figured that action begets action. Let's just keep this on this forgiveness, responsibility issue, like taking responsibility, being like the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles, alone in our forgiveness and our responsibility when it comes to this separation or this situation. I feel like action begets action.
Things looking up, ha!
Let's get back to it. So we were talking about Hebe, or the Hebian theory, which is the most talked about theory. Now, he's the one that said neurons wire together, fire together. Now, what he means by this, what this whole thing means, is a lot of what we talk about here is like reprogramming the mind. Say hi. Say hi. Once you think one kind of way, his theory states that your brain is automatically going to keep on thinking this way. When you wake up in the morning, your brain starts to fire based on its thoughts, and 9 times out of 10 we think of what has happened the previous day. This is true, that if you keep thinking these negative thoughts or bad things or these false beliefs, you're going to continue to think that way. So that's why it's very important to look at this situation from a different point of view, so that way we can get these different neurons to fire. We want to block these negative. You remember how I was talking about in the beginning, how we were blocking the negative or the positive. That's what we want to do when they come in, when we have these thoughts or have this something. We have to block it right then and there and almost create a new one. How that card said, visualize it. You can think it up, but then once the thought occurs, you can actually manifest it into creation, into existence. Okay, so that's for the collective. There's a separate video with all signs from Aries to Pisces. Let's finish the collective message. Alright, are you ready? Ooh, the Queen of Diamonds. The Jack of Diamonds. Reverse. Both the Queen and the Jack are diamonds, and both in reverse. And the 10 of Cups in reverse. So wow, look at this. We have a cool little 2x3 here. So both of these females, the Queen and the Jack up here, is what I'm really drawn to. You have one looking in the past and one looking towards the future. Jack of Diamonds looking toward the books in the future, the lessons learned. Something about secrets, about knowledge, truth, wisdom, what we've learned about what we read or reading, the Wanderer, and mysteries of Udolpho. Because it has something to do with it. So, the Jack of Diamonds is the star, and that is right above the Emperor. But the star, even reverse, is still a positive card, but it's like we have a lack of hope or some kind of feeling of and this is when we're looking towards the past. We're having lack of hope, but when we're looking towards the future, it's like a lack of scarcity. It's like scarcity, that scarcity feeling, and that goes into the Hebian theory about the actions of something, that there's neurons being fired. We want to block them off. I said that in the beginning, and perhaps this will help us. All right, so when you look at the 10 over the 2 of clubs, the separation, that just gives us another sign, another indication that new beginnings are coming. 10s are endings, and where there are endings, there's new beginnings.
And with this separation, it seems as though you learned something from it, you gained some knowledge. We were asking about Udolpho. There is a book, as you see, The Mysteries of Udolpho, by Anne Radcliffe. This woman wrote a story about a woman who was an orphan and was forced to marry somebody or something. And I'm not sure the whole gist of the story. Maybe reading that story will help you with something in your personal life or maybe your spiritual life. I don't know, in your life period it'll help. And then with the Queen of Diamonds in reverse, it seems as though that's where the scarcity feeling is coming from. Perhaps we've lost something grand. This could be a job, a house, a car, a lot of money. Perhaps there's fines. There's a lot of money lost. But there's a lesson in it. Even though we lost materials, something or other, or lost in the situation, or lost in some way, there is a major gain in the end with knowledge and wisdom and experience and blessings and beyond words. I can't even describe. Can't even describe it.
I just can't describe it. Oh, no, finally.
I can't describe it. So yeah, and the Jack of Diamonds on top of the Emperor states that we have to be responsible when it comes to money and be disciplined. If not, we're gonna lose, or perhaps we have lost, and that is the lesson learned in it. We learn how to be responsible. We learn how to deal with this in a way we didn't know how to before. It's a new experience. And with the Queen of Diamonds and the Nine of Hearts, this is telling us whatever we lost, we have learned to live without it. Like before, it seemed like, oh, we lose this thing, I can't live without it, or something. It seems as though it's like you couldn't have pictured your life without this thing. And now that you went through this, whatever you went through, maybe perhaps there was like an aha moment or something. Ever since this, what we've learned, ever since this, we've known that now we can be alone. We learn we can be alone, and we can be happy that way. We can live without this thing. Now we're actually living a life without this thing happily, like doing something we never wish we would, something of that sort. This is what these cards say. Let's find out our secret card to put this all together. And our special card for today is a surprise. To see this special card and to finish the rest of the reading, you can go to this video right here, the collective reading, all signs, Aries to Pisces, and we will at the end to connect them all together. If it is not yet posted, it will be soon. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Oh, thank you.
Mwah.